I'll get it. 79 Wistful Vista, Molly McGee speaking.
Hi, Molly, it's Dennis.
Oh?
It's Dennis Daly. I would have loved to have been on your show years ago, but the best I can do is kind of go back through history and play your shows this year. You understand how that works, don't you?
Oh, sure, I realize how those things happen.
Okay then, Molly, I better get this program put together. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Goodbye.
Who'd you say it was, Molly? Anybody we know?
Dennis,
Decent sort of a chap. Generous and a good neighbor.
It was one of the longest-running and best-loved shows in the history of radio. Throughout the 1930s, then through the war years, and into the 50s, Jim and Marion Jordan, as Fibber McGee and Molly, brought a little bit of mid-America into our living rooms every week. Their radio home at 79 Wistful Vista was visited by an array of zany characters and lovable guests. Their jokes and running gags, including Fibber's famous overpacked hall closet. Dennis Daly looks at the evolution of this historic radio series in a salute to Fibber McGee and Molly.
Hi and hello again, everybody. And during this series, we're looking at one of the most successful radio shows of all time. If you have never heard an episode of Fibber McGee and Molly before, you have a real treat. For decades, the show made us laugh, brought us through World War II and much of the Depression, and on into the 50s and 60s. Now sit back and enjoy 2 episodes of Fibber McGee and Molly. For more than a season, Molly wasn't there, suffering from alcoholism. The world thought she was just fatigued. But she came back in the spring of 1939, and from that year, right before the war years, we have 2 great Fibber McGee and Molly shows. First, let's welcome Molly back after her long hiatus.
The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present the Johnson Wax Program. Makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Marion and Jim Jordan as Fibber McGee and Molly.
Well, thank you, everybody. My, it's nice to be back.
Well, it's nice to have you back, Molly.
Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. Wilcox? I want to go to work.
All right, Molly. We also have Donald Novis, the Four Notes, and Billy Mills Orchestra. The show opens with Fine and Dandy. A sure way to banish your spring cleaning blues. Let Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat put a grand shine on your floors and linoleum without any rubbing or buffing. There's no work to it at all, you know. You just pour the Glow Coat onto the clean floor, spread it around with a cloth or the long-handled applier, and in 20 minutes it dries to a beautiful glowing finish. Now, there's a special sale at your dealers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat right now. You can get both the regular wax and Glow Coat in giant-sized cans. When you buy a pound, you get a pound and 1/3. When you buy a pint, you get a pint and 1/3. Now, this sale is for a limited time only, so if you want to get 1/3 more for the regular price, we suggest that you phone your dealer the first thing tomorrow morning or go to the store and ask for Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat in the special money-saving giant-sized cans. By now, Molly is home again. And after looking over the household bills accumulated during her absence, she's a trifle flabbergasted. And here in the living room at 79 Wistful Vista, we find the defendant and the plaintiff in the case of income versus outgo, Fibber McGee and Molly.
Look at this milk bill. What on earth have you been doing? Sprinkling the lawn with it?
That is a little high, ain't it? What say we get a cow?
Why, who'd milk it?
Oh, you gotta milk 'em?
No, you just leave some empty bottles around the barn and then go out in the morning and rob the cow's nest. You have to milk 'em. And how about this electric light bill?
Oh, is that high, too?
Is it high? Well, look at it. Looks like the annual report of the TVA.
Well, I was up late a couple of nights reading. You don't want me to be ignorant on current events, do you?
No, but what events have been worth this much current? Now, look here, dearie. Answer the door.
Okay.
Insurance, man. 45 cents, please.
45 cents for insurance? McGee, what is this? Plate glass insurance on your Diamond Lodge pin?
Now, listen, Molly, I took this out while you was gone. It's great stuff. You see, for only 45 cents a week, you get a complete coverage on being struck by lightning, being lost at sea, and tell her the other features, Bud.
Oh, yes, do.
Well, madam, this policy also covers you against capture by Chinese bandits, accidental injury from harpoons, submarine collisions, runaway camels, falling pyramids, stratosphere sickness, and double indemnity for being bitten by a Mediterranean fruit fly.
Imagine that, Molly, all for 45 cents. I wanted a clause in there to cover us against being knocked out by the Sunday paper, but that would have been another 10 cents a week.
Well, oh, that's wonderful. Does it protect us against getting our fingers pinched in the encyclopedia?
No, madam, that would require a physical examination.
Shall I give him the 45 cents, Molly?
Sure, give it to him. Then run out and round up a couple of Mediterranean fruit flies. Hungry ones, mind you.
Here you are, Bud, 45 cents.
Oh, thanks. You'll never regret this, folks. Why, just last week, one of our policyholders, a bellboy, collected $9.32 for getting his left ear caught in a keyhole.
Well, I suppose if there'd have been twin beds in the room, we'd have got double indemnity. Well, good day to you, sir.
You don't think I was wrong taking out that policy, do you, Molly?
Oh, no, McGee. It was a lovely stroke of business. In fact, we can put in a claim right away.
Huh? Claim on what?
Capture by Chinese bandits.
Huh?
Look at this laundry bin.
Oh, I don't think that'd work, Molly. My shirts couldn't stand a physical examination. They'd flunk the butt analysis. Don't you get it, Molly? I said they'd flunk.
It ain't funny, McGee.
Oh.
But now let's get down to business. We've got to work out a budget. I'll keep the books.
Swell. I'll run downtown and get a set of books and a sample budget. Shouldn't cost more than two.
I'll answer, dearie.
Okay.
79 Wistful Vista, Molly McGee speaking. To whom am I speaking with, please? Who? Mert who?
Oh, that's Bert, the telephone operator, Molly. I'll talk to her.
Oh, no, you won't.
Huh?
What was it you wanted, please? Mr. McGee is busy right now.
Oh, I am not.
He is, too. I mean, what? Oh, you'll call him later on. All right, dearie. Goodbye.
Be it ever so humble, there's no place like home.
McGee.
Huh?
Who's Mert?
Oh, she's just a telephone operator. I never met her. Just talked to her on the phone. Just kidded with her and stuff like that there.
I see.
I'm honest, Molly. Don't you believe me? Wait a minute. Folks, them of you who've listened to our other shows, will you please write and tell Molly that I ain't ever seen this Mert? Tell her that I never had it.
All right, McGee, let it go. I believe you.
Okay.
But now, speaking of operators, look at this telephone bill.
Huh?
$34. Can't Europe settle its own problems? Did you have to call them up and give them advice?
What you mean, Molly?
Why, we've got to cut down on using the telephone.
Okay, let's have it taken out. I'll build a little coop up on the roof and we can use carrier pigeons.
You think their cooing would help our billing? You was always one to go to extremes. Now, you run down and get some bookkeeping ledgers.
Okay, I'll call a couple of taxicabs right away.
A couple of taxicabs?
Sure, I gotta come back, ain't I?
Sometimes I doubt the necessity. You'll take the streetcar.
Okay, but that's false economy, Molly. It's a waste of time, and time is money.
Go on now. It'll do you good to ride the streetcar and rub shoulders with the common people.
I guess you ain't rode on the streetcar lately, Molly. It ain't your shoulders that gets rubbed. I'll be back in a little while, and then we'll start.
Hello, Fibber. Hello, Molly.
Oh, hi, Billy.
Hello, Mr. Mills.
How would you like to hear Don Nova sing? You're the only one for me.
Oh, that would be nice. Isn't that the Irish number he sung with Ronald Coleman in Bulldog Drummond?
Yes, it is. Oh, Bulldog Drummond, eh? Well, take off his muzzle, Billy, and let him howl. I got to run downtown and buy some bookkeeping stuff.
Well, trot along, McGee. What are you waiting for?
Ain't you going to kiss me goodbye?
Oh, of course, dearie.
Goodbye. Kind of crowded in this car, Bud. Am I standing on your foot?
I don't know, mister. Jump up and down once.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's my foot. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Hey there, Johnny. Did I collect your fare?
Oh, are you the conductor, old-timer? I ride for half fare, you know.
Hey?
I says I ride for half fare. This is a broadcast, and radio is still in its infancy.
That's pretty good, Johnny. But there ain't just... Hey, step 4 in the car, please. How was I saying, Johnny? Oh, yes. That ain't the way I heard it. The way I heard it...
Excuse me, conductor. May I please have a transfer?
You won't need none, daughter. Just tell the other conductor that Joe sent you. Hey? Oh. The way I heard it, Johnny. One feller says to the other feller, see, he says, this Joe Louis does a lot of fighting, don't he? Yep, says t'other feller. He must get pretty tired of it. Why shouldn't he, says the first feller. To him, life is just one round of fighting. Well, let's you and me go to the next Louis fight, Johnny, if you can spare a couple of minutes.
Okay, old-timer, but I never seen anybody so intoxicated with prize fighting as you. You're practically punch drunk right now. Hey, here's where I get off, old-timer.
Okay, Johnny. Let the young fellow through here, folks. One side off.
Wish I'd have been born rich. To me, a streetcar ride is just a mob scene parted in the middle. Well, what's the joke, Bud?
Oh, nothing much. I'm an artist.
You are, eh? One of your brushes tickling you?
No, I'm a modern artist. I paint those screwy-looking things, you know. Hey, they don't make any sense.
I know, but what's funny about that?
I just had an exhibition. And somebody bought one of them, the darn fool.
Well, I've always wondered which got framed the worst, the picture or the buyer. See, now, where'd be the best place to get a set of budget?
Oh, hello there, Fibber. Where you bound?
I'm looking for a bookstore or stationery store, Harpo. Our bills have been too high, and I got to get some books and make out a budget.
Oh, say, that's a fine idea. I have a budget myself.
Oh, you have? You got it with you?
Sure, right here. Take a look at it.
Oh, that's very interesting. What's this item here? Entertainment, 20 cents. Gee, that must have been quite a fling.
Well, it was. The 20 cents was for car fare out to the Better Housekeeping Institute.
Oh, so that's your idea of entertainment, the Better Housekeeping Institute. Is that the only toot you could think of?
Listen, I have a swell time out there.
Here it comes, folks.
Whenever I show them how easy it is to use Johnson's self-polishing glow coat, and particularly how they can save money right now by stocking up with those special giant-sized cans with the extra third free, why, nothing's too good for me. Why, they make me fudge or panucci or taffy apple or something. You can see how much that saves on meals in my budget.
Yeah, that's great. Well, why didn't you hide in the oven till morning so you could get your breakfast free, too?
Well, I tried that a couple of times, but somebody always comes along and sticks a fork in me to see if I'm done. Well, watch that budget, Fibber. Remember, the close-fisted guy of today is the open-handed guy of tomorrow. So long, pal.
Old Rockefeller Wilcox. Boy, does he budget. He saves so many pennies, the government buys up his old pockets for Indian reservations. Oh, here's a stationery store.
What can I do for you, Fly Tramp?
Oh, hi, Boomer. You working here?
Yes, having a special sale today on Asbestos Diaries for Red Hot Mamas.
Oh, I don't know any Red Hot Mamas, Boomer. All I know is smolder women.
Smolder women. That's very good, very good. Little far-fetched, but you never were any judge of distance.
Listen, Boomer, you got any ledgers in here? I'm going to start a budget.
Is that so? Fine thing, budget. Tried once myself, but I had trouble with my incidentals. Got them confused with the Ed Settlers and the miscellaneous. Well, what's the budget for, Pinch Folk? Business, household, or personal?
All three. If business ain't better in our household, my wife's going to get personal.
I see. How did I put those budget books? I have them right here somewhere. Let me look on these shelves. Interesting lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Budgets. Here's a bottle of invisible ink for feminine correspondence. Nothing a girl cherishes like an old faded love letter. Roll of blotting paper. Ever make a study of blotting paper? Very absorbing.
Come on, let's see a budget.
Oh, yes, certainly. Let's have one here someplace. Let's see now. Here's some gold points for fountain pens. Knobby little nibs, aren't they? I'll take a handful. Might want to have a tooth filled. What's this? Package of paper. Wonder how it got so dirty.
That's carbon paper.
Oh, so it is. Thought for a minute it was brunette stationery for blackmailing. Here's an old computing machine. Might use that in your broadcast to add your libs. Well, imagine this. I found the budget book. Very good one, too. Yours for only $3.
Okay, here you are. Don't wrap it up. I got to be going, Boomer.
Yes, well, so have I. Here comes the owner. It might be a trifle embarrassing to explain what I'm doing behind this counter.
Can you imagine that? And I thought he was working in there. The crook. Well, let's see what's in this budget book anyway. Husband's clothing per year, $1,200. Say, that's great. I ought to get a nice outfit for that.
Say, buddy, can you spare a dime for a cup of coffee?
Wait till I look at my budget, bud. Oh, yeah, charities per year, $350. Oh, might as well clear that up for the year. Here's $100, bud. I'll meet you here tomorrow noon and give you the other $250.
All right, but don't keep me waiting. I'm going to the races.
Okay, bud. Now, let's see. Wife's clothing per year, $1,500. Boy, won't Molly be happy at that? This is a wonderful book. Gee, I never thought we could do it.
Well, how do you do, Mr. McGee? Oh, it's so nice to see you.
Oh, hi, Mrs. Uppington. Where are you going in such a hurry?
Oh, I must get down to the caterer's, Mr. McGee. You see, I'm giving a tea, and I must get some advice about the hors d'oeuvres.
Oh.
Why, do you know the anchovies I bought simply refused to respond to the curling iron?
Oh, curling the anchovies, eh? That's some stuff. How do you get the toothpicks into the little sausages, Uppy? With a bow and arrow?
Oh, now, Mr. McGee, I'm afraid you're twitting me, really.
I twitted myself with that one.
Oh, and that reminds me, I'm so glad Mrs. McGee has returned. Do tell her to come to my tea on Wednesday. Just a simple, homely affair. Only 60 or 70 people invited, you know.
Oh, that sounds very chummy. Where are you holding it, at home or in the Yale Bowl?
Nice. Oh, very amusing. The Yale Bowl. Oh, yes.
I can just see some old mug in a frock coat plunging around your left end with a piece of cake. Well, I'll tell Molly, Uppy, and much obliged. She'll be glad to get a free meal now on account of we're on a budget.
Oh, really? My, how fascinating.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been through that budgeting nuisance myself, you know. Even now, I often say to myself, Abigail, you naughty girl, not another string of pearls until next week. Well, so nice to have seen you again, Mr. McGee. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Not another string of pearls till next week. Wonder if she realizes how many oysters she's throwing out of work. I'll see this budget book again. Allowance for... Hello, Fibber. Started your budget yet? I just got the book, Billy. You see? And we're going to come out a lot better than we thought.
Oh, that's swell.
Yeah, for instance, according to this book, we can spend $3,600 a year for groceries. Now, our grocery bill has never been over $700 or $800 before. That's quite a saving, ain't it?
Yes, you ought to finish the year with a mighty nice little deficit.
I'll say so. And believe me, we ain't going to touch that deficit except in case of emergency.
Where are you going now?
Shopping. I'm going to buy our clothes for the whole year now and get it over with, see? This budget allows me $1,200 and Molly $1,500. That's more clothes than we ever had in our lives. That's wonderful, ain't it? And if it hadn't been for this little budget book, we'd have never been able to have done it.
Can't you wait a minute? Hear the four notes sing the Hawaiian War Chant?
No, I can't, Billy, but I got a lot of shopping to do, you know. But you go ahead and play it. Folks, the four notes singing the Hawaiian War Chant. Take it, kids. Tahoe, hey, oh, hey, la, hey, Billy, do it, loo, do it, oh, hit it, do it, oh, wait, on newly boy, Kapalei. There is an island in the blue Pacific, go to a scene, it's playing, it's terrific. When the ladies walk along, you can hear them sing a song, on newly boy, Kapalei. Oh, wait, oh, oh, wait, oh. First you wiggle, then you stop your foot and glide away. Then you clap your hands and wiggle as you slide away. Add a little hula to a wicky wacky. That's how Hawaiians go to war. Hey, oh, hey, la, Billy, doey, lua, la. Hoocha, doey, lua, eat a doey, doey. I'm newly boy, Kapalei. Hua, eat a hua, hua, eat. Hey, oh, hey, la, Billy, doey, lua. Doey, loa, eat, take the day away. I'm newly boy, Kapalei. Hua, eat a hua, hua, eat. Hey, oh, hey, la, Billy, lua. Doey, loa, eat, take the way. I'm newly boy, Kapalei. I'm newly boy, Kapalei. That's how Hawaiians go to war. A newly boy, Kapalei, Kapalei, Kapalei. Move your tricycle and let me by, will you? I gotta get into the house. You live around here?
Sure I do, I betcha.
Where? I says where? Where do you live?
With my mama.
Well, where does your mama live?
With Papa. We all live there.
Where? I said, oh, shucks, we're right back where we started.
Oh, have we been someplace?
No, we ain't.
Well, then how can we be back?
That, you could, oh, forget it. Well, what's your name, little girl?
Teeny.
Teeny. Well, that's a cute name.
Sure it is, I betcha.
Don't you live in that house on the corner?
Oh, you mean the brown one with the brick porch?
Yes.
No.
Oh.
Say, mister, you know what?
No, what? I says what?
Did you see my papa at the playground last night?
No, I didn't. What was your father doing at a kid's playground at night?
Well, I bet you he was there, I bet you.
Huh?
He said so on the telephone this morning.
He did?
Yeah. He said, boy, we sure were swinging last night, weren't we, Charlie?
Where'd you say you live, little girl?
Right over there.
Oh, in that house. Oh, then you're the little girl whose mama is... Say, I got some news for you, little girl. I met somebody downtown, and they told me you just got a new little baby sister.
Oh, gee, Anna?
Yes, sir. Ain't that great?
Oh, that's dandy, I bet you. I guess I gotta go now. Give me a push, will you, mister?
Sure. Where are you going?
I'm going down to the hospital and tell Mama. Gee, will she be surprised? Goodbye.
That her mom will be surprised, all right, but I never knew a surprise party yet that the host didn't know about long beforehand. See, where'd I put that budget book now? Oh, yeah. Hey, Molly, I done it. I got the budget book, and that ain't all.
What?
I done all our shopping for the whole year. Boy, is that a wonderful budget.
What?
$1,500 for your clothes,
Yes.
$1,200 for my clothes, charity $346.
Hold it, McGee, hold it. Calm down. Heavenly day.
Yeah, but look, Molly, look at this budget. It's marvelous.
Quiet, Eagernut. There's something funny here. Let me see that book.
Okay, here. You see where it says about the charity?
McGee,
Huh?
this budget is for an income of $20,000.
Why, sure. What? It is? You mean I got to make $20,000 this year to pay for all? Oh, well, what's the difference? I can handle it. I got the whole world ahead of me.
Oh, you have you?
Yeah.
That isn't the world in front of you, dearie.
What you mean?
You're behind the 8 ball.
Oh, sorry.
Haven't you noticed that at this time of year, everything in the house seems to be badly in need of a spring tonic? Floors, furniture, and woodwork are just waiting for a gleaming coat of Johnson's wax to make them beautiful as new again. Well, right now is the time to buy Johnson's wax and Johnson's self-polishing glow coat, too. By acting at once, you can get giant-sized cans of both wax and glow coat at the same price you usually pay for a pint or a pound. These giant cans contain a pint and 1/3, or a pound and 1/3 at no extra cost. You'll save money by taking advantage of this special sale of Johnson's wax and Johnson's self-polishing glow coat. Don't delay, for when these giant-sized cans are gone, there won't be any more. Ask tomorrow morning without fail for Johnson's giant-sized cans at your hardware, grocery, paint, drug, or department store.
Hey, Molly,
Yes?
are you still, do you forgive me for making a mistake and buying all that there silly stuff?
Oh, sure. We all make mistakes, dearie. But now after this, don't be so extravagant.
Well, I guess I have been at that.
Yes.
Matter of fact, that ain't all.
What?
I got into a pretty stiff poker game the other night, too.
Oh, why, that's terrible.
I won $13.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Good night.
Good night, all.
Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat, Racine, Wisconsin, inviting you all to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
You're listening to another in Dennis Daly's series of salutes to one of the best-loved shows in the history of American radio, Fibber McGee and Molly. Now again, here's Dennis.
Well, we finally got Molly back. Let's move now to the fall of 1939 for a really intriguing episode with Fibber, McGee, and Molly and the entire cast as Fibber and Molly decide to get married a second time.
The Johnson Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Marion and Jim Jordan as Fibber McGee and Molly with Donald Novis, Bill Thompson, and Billy Mills Orchestra. The show opens with Sing My Heart. I'd like to take 1 minute right now to answer a simple question. Just what does Johnson's Wax do for your floors? And why does this real wax save you so much work? Well, the answer is simple. When you apply Johnson's Wax to your floors, you are in reality giving them a tough, transparent shield of wax protection, which shuts out dirt and germs. Thereafter, scuffing shoes cannot ruin the floor. A tough wax film guards the surface from wear. Keeps your floors beautiful as new with a rich, mellow luster. A single application will greatly improve the looks of the wood floors in your home. You never have to scrub a Johnson Wax floor because stains and soil spots can be easily wiped off the satiny wax polish. Wax your windowsills, too, your radio, picture frames, kitchen cabinet, and 100 other articles in your home. And then everything will take on new beauty, and your cleaning work will be cut in half. Remember, genuine Johnson's Wax wears longer and gives greater protection to the things you prize most. Situation seems to be in progress at 79 Wistful Vista this evening. Molly is wearing an expression of mingled affection and exasperation, while her spouse seems a bit perplexed and perturbed. It's a situation that's always old and always new. But it's the first time it's happened to Fibber McGee and Molly.
Come on, McGee, think. What day is this?
Oh, let me see. It's Tuesday. Chucks, we have that every week.
Come now. What happened to us 15 years ago?
15 years ago? Search me, I don't think I... Oh, yeah. Uncle Dennis got pinched for bootlegging. Shucks, ain't I the dumb one? I should have remembered that. Remember how he tried to ditch the evidence by pouring it down the sewer and 5 manhole covers blew off downtown? I'm glad you remind me of that, Molly.
I wasn't reminding you of that.
Huh?
This, dearie, is our 15th wedding anniversary.
What? It is? Our 15th? Only our... What do you know about that? Congratulations, Molly.
What are you congratulating me for?
Well, congratulations to us, then. 15 years. Don't seem that long, does it?
No.
Get your hat and let's go out and celebrate.
All right.
And I know just the place to go.
Where?
They're having a special this week at Kramer's Drugstore on caramel ice cream.
Oh, come, dearie. Control yourself. I wouldn't have reminded you if I'd have thought you were going all to pieces like this.
Remember the night we eloped, Molly?
I certainly do, McGee. Oh, it was beautiful.
Remember that funny little justice of the peace that married us?
Yes.
I still say it would have been a much prettier ceremony if he hadn't been chewing tobacco. Just I was nervous enough as it was. Let's see. What was we talking about, Molly?
Getting married.
Oh, yes. I think we ought to, Molly. No! We did, didn't we?
Are you sorry, dearie?
Sorry? I should say not. I'd do it all over again. Yes, sir. Hey, that ain't a bad idea. That ought to be fun.
What on earth are you talking about?
Look, let's elope again tonight and get married all over again. What do you say?
Are you serious?
Why, I'm more serious now than I was the first time. It's like describing a baseball game off the ticker tape. It's just as exciting even when you know what the score is.
Well, all right, McGee, I'll elope. But now there's just one thing.
What's that, sweetheart?
About going down that ladder.
Huh?
Under the circumstances, don't you think it'd be better if I carried you down this time?
No, that wouldn't work. I'm too ticklish. I'll tell you what you do, Molly. It'll be dark before long. You pack your bag and I'll go someplace and borrow a ladder.
Oh. Well, just a minute, dearie, before you go.
Huh? What's the matter?
Well, now that we're engaged, aren't you going to kiss me?
Oh. Okay. Goodbye. Now, let's see. I wonder if the fire department would lend me a ladder. Maybe...
Oh, how do you do, Miss McGee?
Oh, hi, Uppy.
Is Mrs. McGee at home?
Yes, she is, Uppy. She's in the house there preparing her torso. Come on in. Hey, Molly. Here's Uppy.
Oh, how do you do, Mrs. Uppington? So nice to see you. Oh, it's so nice to see you, my dear. Tell me, are you engaged this evening? Well, heavenly days. How did you know, Mrs. Uppington?
We ain't only engaged, Uppy. We're going to get married.
Oh, how very... What? Married? Why, yes, we thought it'd be fun. But, my dear, after all this time, I mean, well, now, really...
Oh, you don't catch on to it, Uppy. We're getting married again.
You mean to each other? Well, who did you think? This is our 15th anniversary, Mrs. Uppington, and we're going to celebrate by eloping just like we did before.
Yeah, incidentally, Uppy, you got a ladder we could borrow?
A ladder? Oh, of course, I have a lovely ladder. Oh, I'm sure I still have the ladder I used when I dedicated the new chandelier at the Ladies' Exchange. Why, it's all covered with gold leaf and has a handrail. Oh, that sounds beautiful.
Sounds a little dilly, but we ain't got time to dally. Can I come over and get it, Uppy?
Oh, that won't be necessary, Mr. McGee. Snodgrass, my butler, will bring it over.
Oh.
And think of you two being married 15 years and eloping. Oh, dear. Oh, tell me, have you arranged for anyone to pursue you? Oh, no. No one is chasing us. This is just for our own amusement. Oh, of course. Well, I'm sure the affair will never be criticized, even though you are being unchased. Oh, my Aunt, I'm a silly girl. Well, goodbye.
If you listen, I'll sing you a sweet little song of a flower that faded and dead. Yet dearer to me yet than all of its mates, though each holds aloft its proud head. My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows. You may search everywhere, but none can compare with my wild Irish rose. My wild Irish rose, the dear flower that grows. And someday for my sake, she may let me take the bloom from my wild Irish My wild Irish rose, the dearest flower that grows. And someday for my sake, she may let me take the bloom from my wild Irish rose.
As you may have suspected, folks, that was My Wild Irish Rose, sung by Donald Novus.
And it was not only very beautiful, Mr. Novus, but very appropriate.
Thanks, Molly. See, I heard you and Fibber were eloping tonight, and in honor of your wedding, everybody in the program chipped in and bought you this.
Oh.
Now, thanks, Don. They shouldn't have done this. What is it, Molly?
It's a cake of soap.
Cake of soap. Say, what's the idea, Novus?
Well, we wanted to give you a shower, but there wasn't time, so we thought we'd give you the soap and let you take a shower yourself. Well, best wishes, folks.
Cake of soap. Oh, that's a fine wedding present.
Well, shall we get started, dearie?
Yeah, I just seen Uppy's butler walking around in back with a ladder. You go upstairs and open the window, and I'll run around the back.
Okay, McGee.
Oh, promise me that someday you and me will take our love.
Hi, mister.
Now, don't bother me, little girl. I'm busy.
What doing?
Well, I'm going to elope.
What's a lope?
Well, that means when you run away with somebody you like.
Oh, you mean like the goose ran away with the spoon and the little boy left the secret sport and the cow jumped over the moon, don't you?
Yeah, only tonight the moon won't have any beef coming. Now run along, little girl. Anyway, you shouldn't be out this late.
Well, sis, I'm waiting for Easter.
You're waiting for Easter.
Sure.
Listen, sis, you better run on home now. Easter won't be here for 6 or 7 months. Hey, well, wait a minute now. Take it easy. What's the matter? Does Easter mean that much to you?
Well, sure he does, I betcha. He's the cutest bunny rabbit I ever owned.
Oh, I got it now. To you?
Have you? Give him to me, mister.
No.
Here, Easter.
No, I didn't mean I had the rabbit, sis. I meant I got the idea. Listen, sis, I'm sorry I ain't got time to help you look for your rabbit, but if you'll describe him to me, I'll keep an eye out for him.
Oh, well, he's got big ears, and he's white, and he's got pink eyes, and he wiggles his nose, and...
Well, that's a pretty general description so far. Ain't he got any distinctive characteristics? I says, ain't he got any peculiarities? What's he got that other rabbits ain't got?
6 little baby rabbits.
I'm afraid with rabbit fist, that ain't a very distinctive characteristic. Well, what I mean is, ain't he bow-legged? Ain't he got freckles? Don't he stutter or something?
No.
How about his tail?
I guess we mustn't talk about that, I bet you.
Why not? Why mustn't we talk about his tail?
My mama said so.
That seems peculiar. Just what did she say?
Well, she said Easter was awful pretty, but he didn't have any tail to speak of.
Well, now for the elopement. Hey, Easter. Hey, Molly. Which window?
Right up here, dearie.
Okay, grab the ladder now when I put it up.
I got it, McGee. Are you coming up or am I coming down?
How'd we do it the last time?
Well, that's what I was trying to avoid. Well, here comes the suitcase. Catch it.
Hey, what in the deuce did you put in that thing?
Oh, that must be the alarm clock. I put it in to make it heavier.
Oh. Well, hang on to the ladder. I'm coming up. Oh, promise me that someday you and me will tell. Whoop. Our love to... Oh, hi, Molly.
Hello, McGee. Isn't this fun? It's a good thing it's dark. I think I'm blushing.
I'm kind of palpitating myself. Smoking too much, I guess. Inhale every puff.
What do you hold me so tight for, dearie? Are you afraid you'll fall?
No, sirree. I've been falling for 15 years.
Oh, McGee, you say the sweetest things.
All right, you come down out of that. We got you covered.
Go away, will you?
Go on, beat it, officer. We're eloping.
Oh, eloping, a likely story. Take a look at that suitcase, Mike, and see what they got.
Now, listen, officer. You're making a mistake. This is my house. We live here.
You always go in by the upstairs window?
Listen, officer, I'm his wife and we're eloping.
Yes.
That's pretty thin, eloping with your own husband. Come down here now and don't make any false moves. What's in the suitcase, Mike? Well, there's a couple of books, an alarm clock, and a flat iron. I see. All stuff that's easily disposed of. Now come along quietly. Put that suitcase in the car, Mike. We'll show the...
Hey there, officer. Wait a minute.
Oh, here comes Mr. Wilcox. He'll identify us.
Is this a squad car?
Yes, it is.
Well, I want you to make an arrest.
Where?
Who? Arrest the deterioration of the finish on this car. Look at that dust and dirt. Look at those scratches and marks. Why don't you men enforce the law? What law? The law of compensation. You can't get the best value out of a car unless you take care of it. Hey, Harlow, will you tell these fellas? I am telling them. I'm telling them that Car New will keep the finish of this car in perfect condition and save the taxpayers money, too. Now, look, boys, all you have to do is apply Johnson's Car New over the clean surface of this car. Let it dry to a white powder and wipe it off with a soft cloth. And there you'll have a squad car cleaned and wax polished in one simple operation. Why, it's marvelous. You'll enjoy your work a lot more. It'll put a punch in every pinch. Look, Wilcox, these guys have arrested us by mistake. Tell them who we are, will you? Aren't you the people who made me talk baby talk last week? And got everybody to call me Cuddles?
Do you know these people, Cuddles?
I never saw them before in my life.
Oh.
Good night, officer. Hey, Harlow, come back here.
Oh, dear. Listen, officer.
Quiet. Drive on, Michael.
Well, we could explain everything. All we was doing was getting up...
Calling car 46. Calling car 46. Go to Wistful Vista Cheese Factory. Watchman report suspicious noises. Investigate. Are they mice or are they men? That is all.
Now, listen, officer, why don't you be nice? You're spoiling our 15th wedding anniversary.
Yes, ain't you guys got any sentiment?
After 15 years, have you?
Calling all cars. Calling all cars. Be on lookout for gunman named Al Cabucci.
Cabucci?
Al Cabucci. If he is wearing light gray fedora, green spats, and a diamond scarf pin, that is Al.
All right. Come on, get out. And walk ahead of me into the station.
That's bad luck, I tell you.
Well, what's this? What's the charge? Breaking and entering, Lieutenant. Caught him on a ladder on the second floor at 79 Wistful Vista.
And they had a suitcase full of loot, Lieutenant.
We never know such a thing, Lieutenant. That's our suitcase, and that was our house.
What's your name?
He's Fibber McGee, and he's one of the most prominent citizens.
Callahan, look in the book and see if we have a record on McGee. I think we'll make an example of you. There's too much of this breaking and entering going on. It's a crime wave.
Go on, you wouldn't know a crime if it did wave.
Stay quiet.
Telephone, Bud.
Police department. Who? Oh, Billy Mills?
Oh, he's a friend of ours, Lieutenant. Ask him about us.
Listen, Mr. Mills, do you know a couple named Mr. and Mrs. Fibber McGee?
Ah, good old Billy.
You don't, huh?
He does, too.
What's that, Mr. Mills? They've what? Broken into homes every Tuesday night for years.
Oh.
Oh, thank you very much. You're going to play what? White Sails. Yes, I'd like to hear it.
Well, of all the dirty tricks.
He'll swing for this.
You two, let's hear this fairy story of yours about eloping.
Now listen, Lieutenant. I'll have you know I'm a respectable citizen.
That's what they all say. I'm holding you under $1,000 bonds.
What? A prominent citizen like me? Why, you can't do that to me. I'm too big a man in this town. Why, even when I was a kid, Lieutenant, they wanted me to run for Congress. Why, they even had little pins printed with my head on them. Pinhead McGee, I was known as. Pinhead McGee, probably the most prominent person ever picked by plutocrat or plumber, poet or peasant as the prize promoter of praiseworthy projects, pointed to by perspicacious politicians as the pick of the populace to pioneer in putting the People's Party in power on a platform playing up the parking problem, and punishing the political pirates polluting the public payroll, and praised by even the paid press for properly purging punk and palooka from Pasadena to old Paducah.
You can see, Lieutenant, we're really pretty respectable people here.
Quiet there. Who's this, Callahan? He says his name is Horatio K. Boomer, Lieutenant. Suspected of picking pockets in Joe's Tavern. Joe's Tavern, huh? That place has a bad name. What were you doing there?
Well, believe it or not, officer, I was waiting for a sidecar.
Any evidence, Callahan? No evidence, Lieutenant.
Certainly not. What do you take me for, an amateur?
Let him go, Callahan, but keep an eye on him after this.
Now, just a minute, Lieutenant. Mr. Boomer knows who we are.
Yeah, you about for us, won't you, Boomer?
Good evening, my dear. Hello there, Bumblebrain. What's the matter?
Well, the lieutenant thinks we're burglars.
And he's holding us for a $1,000 bond.
$1,000, eh?
Yes.
I'll pay the ransom, Lieutenant.
Gee, thanks, Boomer.
Ain't nothing of it. What's $1,000 to me? For that matter, what's my right eye to me?
You're going to go bail for this, man. Hurry up.
Certainly. I have it right here somewhere. $1,000. $1,000. Where'd I put that $1,000? Here's a pair of brass knuckles. Use them to make lampshades. Know anyone that wants a lamp shaded? Let's see. Postcard card from an old friend in Leavenworth. Says, quote, doing time fine. Wish you were here, unquote. Pair of hollow heels for smuggling diamonds. Never used them. I get cold feet when I walk on ice.
Come on, Boomer, hurry up. It's $1,000.
Don't hector me, Pop. Now, where I put that grand? Here's a package of playing cards in case I get in a friendly game of poker. These cards are friendly even when they turn their back. Mud pack from my dear old mother puts an entirely different face on the mater. Yes, indeed. Bottle of hair dye for a girlfriend with a convertible top. And a check for a short beer. Well, imagine that. Here it is, $1,000.
$1,000 and a glorious feeling.
Oh, thanks, Boomer, old pal. Now, can we go now, Lieutenant?
Yes, but report back here tomorrow.
Okay, Bob. Boomer, I certainly appreciate it. Hey, Boomer, wait a minute.
We want to thank you.
I'll thank you not to delay me.
Yeah, but about that $1,000.
Forget it, Fidget Midget. I'm going right home and print another bat.
Heavenly days. He bailed us out with counterfeit money.
Well, we ain't the only lambs that have been pulled out of a hole by a crook, Molly.
Well, it's a fine end to a beautiful idea.
No, it ain't, Molly. Don't give up yet. Now, let's go ahead and get married again just as if nothing had happened. There's a justice of the peace in this building, and we'll see him right while we're here.
Well, good for you, McGee.
I think this is it right in here, Molly.
Are you the justice of the peace, sir?
Sure am, daughter. Oh, there, Johnny. Glad to see you back.
What do you mean, back?
Hey?
What do you mean, back? We haven't been here before.
Oh, yes, I have. I married you kids in 1924. Never forget a face. Though in your case, Johnny, I certainly cried.
Imagine that, Molly, the same guy that married us before.
Well, he ought to be glad to know that it lasted. They tie more slip knots than love knots these days.
That's pretty good, daughter. But that ain't the way I heard it. The way I heard it, one feller says, t'other feller, says, you know what them 3 balls over a pawn shop door stand for? Yep, says t'other feller. 2 to 1, you don't get it back. What was it you wanted, kid?
We want to get married again, old-timer. How much do you charge?
$10, Johnny, for the original marriage. $5 for an encore.
Oh, all right. Go ahead. Take me hand, dearie.
Take this man be off wet. It doesn't take a swim be off wet. I think a well rich for an off not man off. I'll kiss the bride. $15, please.
Did you say $15?
Hey! What's the idea of charging us $15? You said it was only $5 for the second marriage.
That's right, Johnny. But you never paid for the first one.
Oh,
Fibber and Molly will be back in a moment, and that gives me just enough time to tell you something about Johnson's Car New. I don't believe any new product ever was hailed more enthusiastically by the public. Car owners really needed this easy-to-use cleaner and wax polish all in one. The job of polishing a car had always seemed a difficult one, requiring more time than the average person could give to it. But all this has changed since the introduction of Johnson's Car New. For this revolutionary new product both cleans and wax polishes your car in one easy application. Car New takes the place of 2 products, makes the job so simple that many women are now wax polishing their own cars. They've learned that just as Johnson's self-polishing Glow Coat has made floor polishing easy, so Johnson's Car New makes car polishing easy. Car New quickly removes all ugly road film, dirt, and stain. In a surprisingly short time, you can make your car sparkle and shine with a beautiful wax polish that everyone will turn to admire. Then you'll say, with thousands of other proud car owners, yes, your car looks like new when you use Car New. C-A-R-N-U, Johnson's Car New. For sale where auto supplies are sold and at your regular wax dealer.
Well, McGee, I certainly was embarrassed at starting our second honeymoon by going to jail.
You was, huh? Well, you wasn't half as confused as you was at our first wedding.
What do you mean, confused?
Don't you remember, Molly? You told your corsage how beautiful it looked and threw the bridesmaid downstairs. Good night.
Good night, all.
This is Harlow Wilcox speaking to the makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat, Racine, Wisconsin, inviting you all to be with us again next Tuesday night at this same time. Good night. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
We'll probably play more of those Molly Less episodes when it was Fibber McGee and Company, but great to go back to when Molly is right there in the thick of it.
Next time around, Dennis will continue his look at what some say was the best series in the history of old-time radio. Fibber McGee and Molly, right here.
Good night.
Good night, all.
Morrison Bridge speaking.